Here are 3 ways to make great small talk. Start off by asking an interesting question like, how do you know the host? I'll give you more interesting questions later in the video. The second way to make better small talk is to be a good listener. Genuinely paying attention and listening will make people think you are a great conversationalist, even if you say little or nothing. Third tip, mirror them. When they say something, repeat back the last few words in a slightly questioning tone and the person will talk more. You'll be amazed at how long you can get people to do this. Stick around for more tips on making small talk.
Distinctions for life, helping you get what you really want in life with small changes that make a big difference.
I'm Ron Davis, and I'm all about helping ambitious people go from being wannabe entrepreneurs to having a profitable and sustainable business. I do this by giving you the mental tools to understand your business and what you need to do next to make it happen. These videos are one way that I do that. Another way is a short weekly email I send with a few useful tools, resources, and topics. If that sounds like something that you'd like to get your hands on, go to distinctionsforlife.tv to sign up. How I went from being a small talk hating introvert to a person everyone thinks is an extrovert. Most of my life, I hated parties and having to meet with strangers. I was the classic introvert. I could hang out with my friends and have passionate discussions with them. But if you put me in a room full of people that I didn't know, I was up against the wall trying to grow petals. After 40 plus years of this, I stumbled upon a book and it changed me for the better. That book was The Game by Neil Strauss. It was the story about how this nerdy writer went from being so socially inept that he toured with rock bands and never even got kissed, to becoming a master at meeting and connecting with women. It is the common plight of the introverted male not to be able to talk to women, and I was no different. But by the time I encountered the game, I'd been happily married for 2 decades. You see, I thought you were born either an introvert or an extrovert. You were naturally comfortable talking with people, or you weren't. But I realized in the middle of Neil's story that I could learn this stuff. And I did. I applied a geek's focus to it, and within weeks, I was transformed. One night, I went out to a bachelor party for a friend, and as you do, we went from bar to bar. That night, I had decided to do a little peacocking and wear an interesting hat. Man, did I catch it from my friends. They rode me hard on the way to that first bar about that hat. When we got there, we unloaded from the SUV, and my friends did what we typically did in the past and headed straight for the bar. I used the 2-second rule and approached the first interesting woman I saw. In less than a minute, my friends turned around looking for where I was. When they found me, what they saw was a beautiful blonde laughing, standing very close to me, and wearing my stupid hat. I had become extraordinary. Talking and engaging with strangers had become a skill that I could do. You see, small talk and social interactions in general are a skill that you can learn. Notice I said it was a skill. Skills are learned through practice, not book reading. Not just watching a YouTube video. You have to go out and actually do the things that you want to learn. When it comes to getting comfortable with small talk, you can study a few things like the techniques that I've shared with you, but until you go out and try them, you won't learn what works for real. When I have a friend who wants to learn how to do small talk, here's what I teach them. First, have in your mental social toolbox a few openers. These are interesting questions that you can start a conversation with. My first for groups of women was, who do you think lies more, men or women? For parties, it is, how do you know the host? When they're doing some kind of work, I'll ask, so how did you come to be doing this job? These should be open-ended questions that require more than a one-word answer. The best ask for a story. Second, I point out listening makes you a great conversationalist. And then I tell them Vanessa Van Edwards' story of taking a vow of silence, going to a networking event, and having a woman that she had literally not said a word to tell her she was a great conversationalist. Finally, I'll give them the mirroring technique that I learned from Chris Voss, the author of Never Split the Difference. When this former hostage negotiator wants to keep people talking and build rapport, he will repeat back the last few words of the speaker's sentence. This forces you to listen, shows that you are paying attention, and asks for more conversation without directly asking. You'll be amazed at how long you can keep people talking this way. Small talk is not evil. It is not hard, and it doesn't have to be awkward. It is the first step to connecting with a new person. Don't let your preconceptions keep you from using it to grow. Question of the day: what are your thoughts on small talk? Start a conversation in the comments below. Thanks for watching today. If you liked what you saw, give me a thumbs up. This channel is all about helping you get what you really want in life with small changes that make a big difference. Until next time, I'm Ron Davis. I don't really need to point at myself. You probably know that I'm Ron Davis. First, in your mental, social, tobo, bajigiba, badoobity. Question of the day. Oh, gotta go. What are your thoughts on small talk? Start a conversation.